What's up, Bizarros, and welcome to this month's Blind Rankings. In this segment, I will be asking Tyler and Charlie a question that they have to rank. This month, we're talking about the top 10 zombie movies. All right, you guys ready?
Zombie movies. I'll be curious to know how many of these Charlie's seen.
I am too.
I'm curious to know how many I've seen.
All right. Gonna go with...
So the blind ranking factor, just for anyone that hasn't seen it, we're going to get one and we have to rank it without knowing what is going to come next.
Yeah.
And-
But you can't swap it
We do get one swap,
unless there's the one.
but we can't touch 1 or 10.
Yeah. You can't do it.
Can't do it.
All right. First movie is The Crazies with Timothy Olyphant. It's one of my favorite movies.
Did not know this was a zombie movie. So,
Wait, did you see it?
I've heard of it.
2010?
I don't
I'm
know.
going to try and guess the year for all
With
these.
Timmy Elephant. Is that just elephant?
Olyphantastic.
That's just elephant with some accent.
That's with some pizzazz.
What's it? Timothy Huffalump? Huffalump.
Charlie, where are you putting The Crazies?
All right. I'm going to ask you guys this. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this. Is it good?
Charlie, or Ben just said it was one of his favorite
Yeah, I
movies.
love it.
All right. Well, I'm going to go 6.
Whoa. For a... Well, you probably a lot you don't know here.
I'm trusting your judgment.
All right, Tyler, where are you putting it? Want to lock it in there for you?
No, but you're not going to be happy, Ben. Let's go with 7.
Oh, 7.
There was I don't think this will be a pull. In college, I watched this. It was like, I don't know if it was part of the Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead world. It was really good. Survival of the Dead.
Oh.
I don't know.
Speaking of old movies,
Diary of the Dead's really good too.
I want to see that new Nosferatu movie coming out.
Yeah.
That looks so good.
All righty. Next one is Record, or REC. It was 2007.
It's Quarantine, right? Or like,
Quarantine was the, I think, American
yes.
remake of it.
Unfortunately, I only saw the American
That's the
version.
only one I saw too. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, where they're basically trapped in a building and there's some kind of virus.
Quarantine was pretty creepy.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but I've heard it's nowhere near as good as Record.
I can't
Yeah, I can't either.
speak to it. 6. I saw it under very poor circumstances. I was at one of my buddy's house, and he's on a farm, and he was like, "It wouldn't be cool if we watched it in the farm." And we used a projector, and it was like watching it in like less than 480, like 230. It was like PlayStation 1 graphics.
Everyone was like, yeah, Minecraft.
Yeah, it's like, is like anyone hiding in the dark, or like there's like really, it was well contained, like claustrophobic stairwells. But to us, it was just like, is someone there?
Drive-in movies, like I love going to movies, period. But going to drive-in movies, it's like my wife. We didn't have the kids one night. She's like, let's go see whatever the most recent Bourne movie was, and it's like you got to
What
word again?
most recent Bourne.
Like Jason Bourne?
Yeah,
Oh.
With a B.
yeah,
We both heard a P in there.
yeah. No, yeah. This was a different kind of drive-in.
Yeah.
9 months later, we had a kid. It was really odd. Timed it out well, but it was like you got to pay attention to those movies, and it's like
Yeah.
we're 50 rows back, and I'm like,
I didn't bring my glasses and my
Yeah.
telescope.
so Charlie, where do you put Record?
Oh, it's supposed to be well renowned. So I'm going to go number 4.
We got to get four blind rankings. We have to get you into like a movie school where we just watch horror movies.
That's what horror movie reviews and Netflix watch parties is, essentially.
It's true.
I know,
I've learned a lot.
He's gotten better. He's gotten better.
I gotta say it like I was sick.
It's got-
He's got a lot better. We're seeing some progress.
Alrighty. Third movie, World War Z.
Oh, I have seen this one.
How aggressive. This is your turn first, Troy.
Oh.
2013?
I really didn't like it that much. I'm gonna go like 9.
Really?
I didn't like it that much.
Tyler.
9.
What?
I did not like it at all. Brad Pitt's cool. He had great, luscious
That's what I was saying, too.
Trevor Lawrence hair. But
What did you like about
those
it?
zombies look like animated PlayStation 2.
They did.
Like,
They
it
were-
was
they
like
was
worse than I Am
ridiculous.
Legend.
I heard the book is actually very good though.
I'm sure the story, I feel bad. The story itself is probably good and
It
entertaining.
suffered.
My sister actually bought me World War Z. I might have read it, but I wasn't a fan
Was
of
it
the
a
film.
book?
Yeah, it was
Oh, I
book
didn't know
first. Supposed to be pretty decent.
I have not seen it.
You didn't see World War Z?
It didn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt must save the world against overly animated zombies act like ants as they stack each other.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember that scene from the trailer. I'm like, alrighty, you guys ready for the next one? Night of the Living Dead, 1968.
Classic. But there's a certain point where something is like so good, you got to give it credit, but it's like things have gotten better.
Pretty old.
Things have gotten better, but it did shape so much. I'll confidently put it at 3.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's pretty high.
that was. This might also be one of the first horror movies I ever watched. My mom loves to be like, "Do you remember when you were like 4 and you watched Night of the Living Dead? Do you remember that?" Like I try to forget it, but it's a good film. You've never seen it.
I haven't.
It's black and white, Charlie. It's culture.
I don't really like black and white films very much. I'm gonna go with 8. Yeah.
That's like the OG, man.
Yeah. I
wasn't
want people
for-
to get mad at me about it. It's a silly movie.
Oh,
There we
you've
go.
never seen it, so you
What's
don't know
his
if
name?
it's silly.
Richard Romero.
George Romero.
George
George A.
Romero.
Romero.
Who's Richard Romero?
No.
Richard Linklater. I don't know what you're thinking of.
Alrighty, you guys ready for the next movie? All right, it's Zombieland.
Oh, of course it's
yeah,
this one.
Absolutely.
Oh, of course, it's
Of
this.
course. If it's a horror comedy, I'm fine with that. I enjoy them.
Who's? I think it's you first. I did.
Is it?
Yes,
I
it
guess it is. I'm gonna go number 2. I really like this one.
We are on. Well, I'll let you go ahead. Explain.
It's a great zombie movie. Lots of good zombie kills. It's funny. Bill Murray's in it. You just cannot like it. It should be number 1. I'm not gonna give it that yet.
I agree. I'm also putting this at number 2. This one is a mixture of. I think it's a really good film. I have not seen the second one. I have no interest in
I
seeing the
don't
second one.
want to.
But I think it's a very good film. I think Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone,
Eisenberg.
Abigail Breslin. I think they kill it.
Yes.
The Bill Murray thing was funny, but it also has a nostalgia thing for me where like me and my best friend went and saw in theaters and like we would reference it all the time. We would bring up the rules.
I wish I would have saw this in theaters.
It's a really I assume Shaun of the Dead will be on here eventually. To me, that this is the zombie horror comedy. That this is the one I like the most. I just think it's a really good
You like
time.
this
2009.
You like this over Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah,
That's
do.
crazy.
I wouldn't have put it too if I did, but yeah, I like Zombieland a lot. Also, he's Columbus. Come
Yeah,
on.
I was gonna say
Columbus.
Get the Ohio.
Yeah.
reference.
Tallahassee.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready?
on
Tyler, Dawn of the Dead, 1978.
No, so we're not. This is in 2004.
Nope. But I believe that was Zack Snyder, I think.
It was.
okay.
It was.
And I do love Zack Snyder.
8.
Really?
Yeah, if you would have said 2004, it would have been a little higher. I was just telling Charlie about this. The one from 2004 has got the dude from
Modern Family.
Modern Family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first time I saw. I think Ty Burrell's his name, and then he was in a show that had Henry Winkler and another actress that I liked, and he was great in that. And then he got Modern Family after that. He's awesome.
I have nothing against this film. I don't know if I've ever seen this one, and if I have, it's been a really long time. So I don't think it's bad. It's just I'm leaving myself some options in case you give us a fairy movie that can put it number 1.
This isn't Charlie.
A
where
zombie fairy.
I'm not.
I'm gonna put it number 7.
Any
Number seven.
thoughts?
It's old. I don't really like old movies that much either. Older black and white, not a fan.
I'm trying to narrow down in my brain what these
Dawn of
last
the
4 are
Dawn.
going to be, and it never does me well.
I have a hunch
To try and
28
think
Days
ahead.
Later is going to be on here, and I want to see that. There's also like an indie movie that came out not too long ago. I did see that one.
I can
don't
name like
think
10
you
more
did
zombie
see.
movies, so I have no idea. Dance of the Dead is a very underrated comedy horror
Is that
one.
the prom one?
Survival of the Dead. Diary of the Dead would be my number 1 if it was on here. I'm just throwing that
I
out
don't
there.
think I've ever seen Diary of the Dead.
It's by George A. Romero. Came out in 2007. It's like a grittier, like like the survivors going through it. And there's this sick scene where there's like this farmer who's deaf and he uses a chalkboard to write, and a zombie bites him from behind and he uses his scythe to just get him and the zombie. Oh, do you have any of the? You can't tell me. House of the Dead's too. Those make me think of sci-fi. And then there's the Return of the Dead, where like the guy's girlfriend dies and he reanimates her. And there's a lot of zombie movies.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Oh yes, Oh, yes.
Is it me?
Yeah, it is you, Charlie.
Have you seen this one?
I don't think I have.
My man.
I think I've seen parts of it on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, that's where you would see it.
I was never really that impressed. 5, I guess.
You have a very whacked out.
I've said it before.
I wasn't that impressed. 5.
I am an enigma.
Well, I think he just didn't want to put it at 10.
Yeah, it's
I-
fine.
I don't know what's 10 worthy here, though. Like, that's where I'm like, ugh. All right.
I like that all these are like painting you a little bit.
Well, I hate locking myself in, and I'm leaving myself with the two that I can't. I'm leaving myself with the two that I can't change. Do I want to go 1 or do I want to go 4?
Or 10.
No. I love this movie.
What's going to be a 10
This is
then?
one of those movies, and I don't have cable anymore, so this doesn't really apply to me. But like back in the day when you're flipping through channels, if I see this movie's on, it's like remote is down. I'm watching. Created the scene in the room with all the lasers, and then Resident Evil 4 took that, gave
Yeah.
it to Leon.
Yeah.
The remake of Dawn of the Dead would be my number 1, but we already did the other Dawn of the Dead, so I don't know if the remake is going to be in here. So for that reason, I will put Resident Evil number 1.
Wow.
I have no idea what it's going to come to. But if that one is stuck, which it has to be, I don't hate it. I don't hate that.
It is stuck.
Yes, I don't hate it. And I'm not
Stuck
I'm
on
not
there.
sticking myself with whatever's last just ends up being my number 1.
Yeah, that happened last time. You got kind of bit.
I know, that's why I'm going to jump out there and do this one. This is out of all these ones we've said before, it's my favorite.
All righty, you guys ready for the next one? 28 Days Later.
4. Very good. Very good. I think I like 28 Weeks Later better, but 28 Days Later, no complaints. Great film. High-paced virus rage zombies.
I loved both of them.
Like I like the stumbling, but when you get them zombies running after you,
Yeah. Did they make a third one? Or are they
they're making,
making one.
Okay, that's what I
28
thought.
months later.
When's that coming out?
In 28 months, I don't know. Somebody made a really good parkour video where they use like a GoPro, and it's indie, but it's a guy just doing GoPro, but they hired all these people to be like zombies chasing him. And
Oh,
stuff.
I've seen that.
It's
Yeah.
so good. I'd break my ankle first jump.
All right, Charlie, where are you putting?
I want to see this. I've not seen it, but I really want to see it. I'm gonna go number 3. Number 28.
You don't want it. You don't want it 1? Oh no, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
Yes. Yeah.
All righty, Charlie, for our second to last movie, Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, easy number 1 spot. Dub number 1. Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead is maybe one of my favorite movies of all time. So
Shaun.
yes, love that movie.
It's one of my favorite movies. That one, Hot Fuzz, and then I know At World's End.
At World's End. Yep.
Yeah, but
I
At
have-
World's End was not. I didn't like it the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
And then rewatching it was a lot better.
I enjoyed it the first time. I have the whole set, like a box trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Fuzz a lot. I watched Hot Fuzz a lot.
I love Hot Fuzz. Tyler.
The Crazy should have been 8. And World War Z should have been 10. I don't think Shaun of the Dead deserves to be 10, but I have a feeling the next film you say also does not
There's
deserve to be
no
10.
way you're gonna put Shaun of the Dead number 10. That's crazy.
Well, it does not deserve to be behind the Crazies or World War Z. It does not. But I also don't know what the next film is going to be.
You don't. I guess, man. If you put it 10,
Well, I'm trying to think of what other movies he might pick.
There's so many.
I'm gonna be so there are. I'm gonna be so sad if it's Dawn of the Dead remake.
I don't think it would be. That'd
Yeah.
be pretty insane.
It's not worse than World War Z. Ben, I'll put it at 5.
Fair. I think you're gonna flip number 2 and number 5.
No,
As a joke.
no,
I'm kidding.
no.
All righty, you guys ready for the last one? Dawn of the Dead remake.
See, Charlie,
How could that be? That's insane. That's your number 1, right? Or it should be.
no. Well, yeah, it would be up there. It would be up there.
Is that my number 10 too?
Sure
Yeah.
is.
I stand by that.
Yeah, you
I
don't care.
stand by that.
Well, you know what? I don't like child violence, and they kill a baby in that movie.
Oh no, that's sad.
It's a zombie baby, but you know,
Oh,
it
But
happens.
I think that movie is one of my favorite zombie movies.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
And that's the first, I'm a big Zack Snyder fan. Although I don't love all of his movies, but I really liked that one.
I feel pretty confident about my list.
All right. You guys have the option to swap
Switcheroos.
other than 1 and 10. Tyler.
I'm gonna switch 7 and 8.
What a jump.
It's the least I can do for Dawn of the Dead. Is I'll move the Crazies down and I'll move the OG Dawn of the Dead up. That's the fun of blind rankings, man.
I know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to switch number 4 with number 7.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I
appreciate
did it for
that.
respect.
Yeah, that part, dude. When the dude's playing chess and they're on the rooftops, and he keeps telling him what guy to snipe with like the chalkboard. Dawn of the Dead's good stuff.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for playing.
We got to go through our list.
Oh,
Yeah, say
that's
them.
right.
Say them out loud. Say yours, Charlie, out loud.
My list?
Proudly with your chest out.
I'm very proud of my list. I think this is actually a really good list. First one is Shaun of the Dead. Classic. Second is Zombieland.
Classic.
A classic, if you will. 3, 28 Days Later. I've not seen it, but I really want to. Number 4 is Dawn of the Dead, the original, the OG. Number 5, Resident Evil. Number 6, The Crazies. Number 7, Wreck. And number 8, Night of the Living Dead. Number 9, World War Z. It probably could have been 10, honestly. And then number 10 is Dawn of the Dead, 2004.
Tyler, what is your list?
My list: number 1, Resident Evil. Number 2, Zombieland. Number 3, Night of the Living Dead. Number 4, 28 Days Later. Number 5, Shaun of the Dead. Number 6, Wreck. Number 7, Dawn of the Dead OG. Number 8, The Crazies. Number 9, World War Z, which should have been 10. And number 10, which should have been 1 or 2, Dawn of the Dead 2004.
It's a tough list, Tyler.
It's
the game.
The only thing I dislike is 10. I love 1 through 9, and that's so much different than it's been in the past. So it's fun in the game. Go check out the other films that I recommended. There's so many good zombie movies out there.
I think
Ben,
you should,
to narrow
yeah.
these down to 10, I give you props.
This is hard.
It was a hard one.
Although you did pick the same movie twice. One's a remake, but still.
They're both worthy of being up there, though. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what your top 10 blind ranking list of zombie movies is and which ones were left out that should have been in it.
We know there's several.
There's several. But we appreciate you. And as always, catch us next time on our next blind ranking.